Welcome, race fans, to a beautiful night of racing here at the Lebanon Midway Speedway. We're going to ask you guys to rise and remove your hats. Going to give a prayer and sing the national anthem.
Let's bow our heads and pray. And as we pray tonight, there's a lot of drivers and a lot of fans that are hurting after the passing of another close friend to the racing world, Scott Campbell, and our thoughts go out to him. So as we pray tonight, let's remember Scott. Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you for another great night of racing. Lord, we thank you for this weather, Father God. Lord, we thank you for the cloud cover earlier to kind of cool things off. Lord, tonight we just ask that you just put your hand of protection over the drivers, the staff, and the fans tonight. Lord, we just ask that you just give us a good night of racing and fellowship and fun. Lord, we thank you for the men and women that fight for the right for our freedom, that we can be here tonight. Lord, I ask you just be with them as they, the ones that are fighting and the ones that are going to fight for our country, Father God. And Lord, we just thank you for who you are, for being the loving Father that you are. Lord, for blessing us with a facility like this that we can enjoy racing. In Jesus' name, amen.
All right, we're going to go ahead and get heat races started. First ones out on the racetrack are going to be the Midwest mods. 8 laps the distance as we get ready to get racing action underway here. So thank you all, race fans, for coming out. We got food trucks down there and food and drinks behind the grandstands down in turn 1. So if you guys need anything down there, tater, hogs, and barbecue. Los Homies street tacos, Fisher's Frosty Flavors, and Midwest Sips for all your beverages and food down there if you guys need some. So we're getting ready for heat races. Rolling racetrack, Midwest Mods for their heat race number 1. It's going to be Jerry Brown in the 221 to lead them to the green. Ryan Hargus in the 25J on his outside. Row 2 is going to be Caleb Rhoads in the R4 and Colton Inman in the 252. In row 3 is going to be John Newell in the 14. And to his outside is going to be Tyler Knudtson in the 8K. Row 4 is going to be Randall Cushing in the 44R and Sean Henson in the 51 starting 8th. And to round out the field, it's going to be Blake Muilenburg in the 39. Eight cars, 8 laps. Here we go for some racing action. First race of the night, Midwest Mods. Lake Area Liquidators, Midwest Mods, Heat Race 1 is green. Good start for Jerry Brown, and on his outside, Ryan Hargus going to try to steal it. We see Tyler all the way up the racetrack, but the battle is for the lead as they dive off into 3 for the first time tonight. At the line, give it to Ryan Hargus in the 25. Nice and easy as the 221 goes around. Jerry Brown able to save it and not collect anybody. Did a good job of keeping to it. So now the battle is for second. Tyler in the 8K, rolling the bottom. The bottom just doesn't seem to be in through the middle of the corner. We got one almost up on the outside wall into turn 1 and exit of 2. He's able to keep it out of it though. Still the battle for second, the battle for third, or the battle for fourth. Just behind it now, Tyler's able to clear Rhoads and move him up to the second spot. Rhoads back to third, up the racetrack. See how tight Rhoads gets at the very top of the racetrack. The top not worked in to what you'd think. Tyler Brown gonna cross over Rhoads way up the racetrack, losing a ton of spots on the high side. Three-car battle there for fourth. A little bit of contact. Newell in the 14 and Rhoads as we got a caution out off of turn 4. First caution of the night. We're going to line back up. Lineup looking good. We'll be going green. Hopefully next time by. Going green. Green this time. 5 laps remaining. Ryan fires. Good start. Tyler on the bottom got a good restart, walked up just a tiny bit, but immediately goes to that bottom lane. Usually we see Tyler with the right rear on the limit of the berm up on the high side. Now he's going to the bottom tonight. We'll see if he does that later in the Midwest Mods A feature. Right now Hargus all alone out front, 2-car length gap. Rhoads in the R4. And all the way from the back, Blake in the 39. He's trying to take over that third spot. So good on him. Driving all the way through the field, but coming off of 3 and 4. Heat race 1 for the Liquidator Midwest Mods is going to go to Ryan Hargus in the 25. Tyler Knudtson in second. I believe it's the 39 of Blake Muilenburg coming home in third. Heat race 2 rolls out on the racetrack, and they're going to line up with Shannon Geller in the lead in the 7G, and to her outside is going to be Corey Henson in the 6. Row 2 is going to be Luke Aitken in the 35, and to his outside is going to be Derek Collins in the 14C. Row 3 is going to be Carter Jackson in the 65 JR, and to his outside, J.C. Newell in the 83. Final row, Dylan Dampier in the 28D, and Joe Francis in the 32 is going to be starting lineup for Heat Race 2 of the Midwest Mods. Only driver in this field to have an A main win is that 83 of J.C. Newell. He'll be starting 6th, so expect him to drive through the front. We'll see if he's able to get there, get a good starting spot to try to win another one. But Shannon Geller fires, and we're racing for Heat 2 of the Lake Area Liquidators Midwest Mods. They're going to back off, no start, going to call it off. Try this again. Attempt 2 at it. Same lineup. Going to give him one more attempt at it. I think Luke was ready to jump the gun on it. Shannon decided to wait. Looks like a better restart, and we're going racing. Heat 2 underway. Oh, one up the racetrack, throwing some dust. JC through the middle, going to get tagged by Corey in the 6. JC Newell already up on the high side, trying to take the lead. By lap 1, he does. 6th, the first, and 1 lap for J.C. Newell. Man on a mission now. Shannon Geller in the 7G in 2nd. Does she have anything for him now that we got single filed out? Looks like that race car is a little bit tight going into 3. This track being tacky, it's going to be hard for them to... Oh, Carter might go for a spin. He's going to go for a spin, keep it going. And he does. A little 360 to continue. A little scare for the 14 of Derek Collins, but should be okay. So Carter going to put himself in a hole quick tonight if he's not able to make a comeback here in this heat race. But out front by a straightaway is J.C. Newell. Shannon still in 2nd, 35. And Luke still doing a good job there. Battle is for 5th. Corey Henson in the 6th. And the 28, Dylan Dampier. He's able to make that move and get around. Now that's got single file in these heat races. You just try to see what lane works right now. What part of the racetrack is worked in. What lane is your car working in. Take some mental notes. Now that you're not really racing anybody, maybe try to run down somebody. But make those mental notes for the main. Track's going to change a lot as we get to it, but white flag is in the air for J.C. Newell. In the 83, see the track already starting to slick off through the middle. See where he runs down into 3. That'll give us a good hit. He's going to try to get the right rear above it, but he comes off the corner and wins Heat 2 for the Lake Area Liquidators Midwest Mods. We got one stopped at the top of the hill into 1. And Carter maybe went for another spin? Not sure. Carter throwing dust. Well, that is going to do it for the Midwest Mod heat race. Next up is going to be the Super Stocks for 8 laps. Be 2 heat races for them. Here comes the Super Stocks, and this is a stacked heat. Logan Thompson in the 16, going to lead him to the green. On his outside, it's going to be Sean Clare in the 21C. Row 2 is going to be Kevin Brown in the 112, and to his outside is going to be Mitchell Waters in the 21W. Round out the field is going to be Steve Cushing in the 44R. But looks like the 21C did not show up. So Kevin moved to second, Waters to the inside, and Steve gains a spot there. So Kevin Brown, he is leading the points here by 60 over Mark Davis. He got 1 win on the season, 3 top 5s out of the 3 races we run. Kevin very consistent. Logan in the 16. He's 5th in points, not too far back. Has just not had the best of luck the last few races, but we know he's got a lot of speed in it. Waters, see if he's got anything for him as we get ready for the Macadoodles Super Stocks heat races. They get underway. Logan holds. Green is in the air, and we're racing. Kevin drives off into the corner, a little bit tight on the high side. Logan's going to have the good drive on exit. Side by side down the back straight. Big push into the corner, more like the tires just never grip for Kevin as he went off into the corner on that high side. Ooh, contact as they got into one. They all tangle together. Waters into the back of Logan, and he goes her around. So Thompson around. Caution waves. Looked like 3 cars under a blanket there, just all going for the same spot. I don't even think that hurt Logan's car as much as it did Waters. But small field for this heat race, so it really shouldn't hurt them too bad. Trying to decide race control here. All right, looks like we got it situated. So it's going to be 16 and 21 to tailback. So we'll see what Kevin learned on that start where he drove off into the corner. He got tight. And now we got the 16-21 side by side just behind. So this is going to be a 3-car battle for the heat win. And as close as they all were heading off into one, this one could be the show of the night. Here we go. Kevin fires. We're back racing. Car just is not turning for Kevin Brown in the 112, but got the drive off. He's the one in this field that does pick up the left front the most. One of the only super stocks to do it. And leading the points, it's proven that it's working for him. But Waters sliding through the corner. Not much drive through that corner. Not a lot of rear grip. He's got better turn. Kevin trying to get on the gas, force that car to rotate, spin the rear tires. So we're seeing 2 different things. These 2 cars are driving way different than each other. Kevin Brown, he is tight. The front end is not wanting to turn. Neither is the rear, so he goes up in the corner, washes up just a little bit. The 21W, he goes in the corner. He's a tiny bit tight, but just doesn't have the rear grip to try to move the car forward on corner exit. So that's what's making a good race, is these cars driving bad. And Logan Thompson just behind, he's learning how bad both cars are driving. Kevin with a good corner there. Waters all the way to the bottom. He's trying to find the moisture. He does there. Nobody fully committed like the modifieds to the top side. Logan, Waters, or Brown, Waters, Thompson. The running order. White flag's going to be in the air this time. Waters tries the outside. Actually does get a good corner. Either a good corner or Kevin would just made a mistake just a little bit. Waters drives it off into 1. Stays about even. Into 3. Kevin Brown in the 112. Took the lead. Has the points lead. And wins Heat 1 for the Macadoodle Superstocks. Good heat there. Next up. The cool thing about the Superstocks, anybody can win in these. This is such an even field. Probably the most competitive field out of all the classes. So next up, Macadoodle Superstocks Heat 2 rolling out on the racetrack. Mark Davis in the 56. He's got 1 win on the season. To his outside is going to be Ace O'Neill. Kind of a having PTSD from or deja vu with Ace on the outside line. This was how that front row is how they finished in race 1. It was a dead heat to the line. Mark was barely able to get it. And then row 2 is going to be Terry Williams in the 27, Brian Shute in the 51, and starting at the back is going to be Danny O'Neill in the 53. We'll see if he's able to get up there. So we're ready to go racing. Mark Davis in the 56 fires. Macadoodle's Heat 2 is underway. Dives off into the corner side by side. Ace is able to stay with him on the outside. He gets to the outside just like we saw in race 1. They make a little bit of contact. So Mark leads it still, but everybody hungry behind him. 2 cars, one on his inside, one looking to his outside. That's 51, Brian Shute. Terry Williams in the 27 looking to try to get around Ace O'Neill in the 2A, but Terry's going to go for a spin right in front of the 53. Able to keep it going, spinning the tires. We stay green, off into 3. What a run! Brian all the way around the outside line, takes the lead from Mark Davis. He looks like he could have a problem. It was all sideways from the center of that corner to the exit. But way up the racetrack, worked out perfect for the 51 and 2A. Drove all the way around Mark Davis. And with Mark being the second in points, and Kevin won his heat race. Not what Mark wanted to have happen. He's not going to try the outside line. He's committed to the middle. But all out front, that 51 pulling about a half a straightaway lead now. Next time by is going to be the white flag for your leader. White flag in the air for that 51 machine. Committed to the outside early, and it's clearly worked out to him. He found the grip on the high side, starting to build that cushion early in the night. We'll see if it stays as they go through 3 and 4 the final time. Brian Shute gets the win in the 51. B-Mod time as they roll out on the racetrack for their first heat. Green flag this time by, it's going to be Jamie Petty in the 43. Jamie Petty, yep. So on the front row is the 65 of Chris Jackson. To his outside is going to be Eric Graves in the 2. Then it's going to be that 6.78 Sundance Keeper. To his out. Then in 4th, Carter Harrison, Chris Rattery, Carson Gronger, as we fire and go green for the B Mods. Heat race 1. They all dive off in there. See that there's no grip in the middle of the racetrack. These drivers are going to learn that quick. There was no grip in the previous race. Man, they are getting tight as they go into the corner. There's just no grip front or rear. So as soon as you try to go through the middle like the 18 did, Carter Harrison went way up the racetrack as soon as he did. But once he was able to find the grip, got kind of a slingshot off the corner. Oh, they touched down the back or down the front straightaway. That 18 really working the outside line. I think the top, now that it's coming in, it is starting. Ooh, almost got the outside wall. Harrison just trying to work the outside line and sneak to the outside of the 6. Here comes Eric Graves, though. He's working that outside line. When he gets that middle traction, middle of the corner, it's able to work. He drives it in deep, finds the cushion, finds the grip. He's to the outside of Jackson. Almost there. Graves has the line right now. It's working for him, but just behind the battle for second, it's not working out for Harrison. So depending on how your car's driving, the lanes come in at the line, side by side, Eric Graves at the halfway mark. Eric Graves, we'll say almost clear, has the chance to be clear down the front straightaway, and he is. So move Eric Graves to the lead here, coming back to the white. The 6 still trying to hold off Harrison in that 18C. He's been trying to make a charge all race long. Tries the outside once again. White flags in the air for Eric Graves. It's that pothole, gets a little sideways as they went to the corner. That's a big mistake. Now here comes Chris Jackson on the inside. Side by side through 3 and 4. Coming to the checkered. Who's it going to be? Eric Graves at the line. That was a good race. As we look on Show Me Dirt, this next race for the B-Mods, we're going to have to look out for that pothole in 1. It's starting to build a little bit of a rut as they go into the top side. I think that's what made Eric lose that speed. He had about a car length or 2 and just made a slight bump, and he lost about a car length or 2. So we'll see if any of these drivers go to the top side. You'll have to be watching their right rears as they hit that big bump into 1. So the top is faster if that bump doesn't mess you up. Heat 2 rolling out on the racetrack. Ryan Eddy in the 15. To his outside is going to be Waylon Dimmitt in the 11. Row 2 is going to be Chet Buckley in the 47 and Oakley Ragland in the 15R. Row 3 is going to be Bobby Rattery in the 20. And to his outside is going to be Donnie Betts in the 68. This is going to be a good heat race here. High side powder coating and fabrication B-Mods. Heat 2 is green. Good start for Ryan. Waylon, always fast. He likes the outside. He likes the high side. And he proved why there. Waylon to the lead down the back straightaway. Big move around the outside to take the lead. It looks like everybody's migrated to that high side. So Waylon Dimmitt only 11 points behind Chris Jackson in the 65. He didn't have a great heat, so if Waylon's able to do this, he might have a good little gain there on the points. Another driver, Chris Rattery, is 4th in points. He's in this heat race as well, looking for a good finish in it. He's running 4th at the moment. Now you see that bump as they go off in the corner. Let's watch Waylon Dimmitt here on Show Me Dirt if we can. As he goes off into 1. See that big bump right where his left rear went. 15's left rear goes in it. Left rear left rear. Everybody seems to be having the left rear through it, so they're all trying to run just above it. You definitely would rather have your left rear run through it than the right rear, not knock it off the rim. You see how much it upsets those cars. 47, good corner there. But if that rut stays there and it starts to slick off even more, that could be very big, because if you hit that bump and slide, go over that berm, it's not going to be a fun night for you the rest of the night. White flag this time by, though, for Waylon Dimmitt. Took the lead around the outside line and hasn't looked away from the high side. Has mirrored it every lap since the green. He's got one win on the season, and he's going to get another heat race win. Waylon Dimmitt gets the heat race 2 for the high side powder coating and fabrication B-Mods. Now up is going to be the Hornets. They will also have 2 heat races, but there's going to be 10 cars in each. 10 in the first one, 9 in the second. Apologies. So Hornets are going to roll out on the track. Midwest Hornets. Ashley O'Hara in the X will be the one to lead them to the green. Braxton Brownlee in the 41B to the outside. Doesn't look like those front 2 are there, so it's going to be Bobby Mooney in the 3M to roll out first. Maddox Dunn in the 9. In row 3 is going to be Jordan Goddard in the 07. And Martin Jared Mooney in the 73M. Row 4 is going to be Corey Howell in the 73, and Alex Boyden in the 4D. Row 5 is going to be Charlie O'Neill in the 3C. And around off the field is going to be Clifford Lean in the 27L. Missing a few cars, but when we get back running, shouldn't be much of a big deal here. We're going to go green. Midwest Dirt Hornets are green. Even start. Done. Trying to roll the outside line. He's able to take the lead, but now big run from Alex Boyden in that 4. All the way on the high side in the front wheel drive. Drives down the racetrack with a good run. Slide job in the Hornets. Move Alex to the lead in the 4D. Maddox Dunn trying to work the inside line. He's able to get there. Just isn't working yet. So Maddox going to try to hold in second. Here comes the Mooney in the 3. And in fourth is that 07 of Jordan Goddard. Top 4 all looking pretty similar for the moment. Nobody making a move. Here goes the 07 to that bottom lane. See if the bottom works. These Hornets seem to like the momentum and keeping the momentum up and running the outside line, but we see Maddox kind of do a half slider line to the middle, the 07. And as on show me dirt, we look a little bit further back. That is the battle for 5th. 3 cars all racing for it. 27, a little bit sideways. Clifford trying to hang on to it. As one trying to sneak to his outside, one going to the underneath. So there's a ton of Hornets tonight. We'll have 19 cars in the feature. Man, it's going to be a fun show with watching these Hornets go at it for $777. One of the cheapest classes that you can run. Little door check. The battle for second, Maddox and Goddard. Oh, more contact exit of 2. 27 and 3C make a little touch. But white flags in the air for the 4. Took the lead. Battles for second. Maddox Dunn around the outside with a good run. See if it'll be enough. But Alex Boyden in the 4D comes off of turn 4 and gets the Midwest Hornet Dirt Series win. Maddox Dunn second. Jordan Goddard in third. That'll be the top three for the first heat race for the Hornets. All right, heat race 2 rolling out on the track now. James Carter in the 82, Sean Brownlee in the 41, Connor Brownlee in the 41C, and Jim Cook in the 80 in fourth. Row 3 is going to be Rhett Edgar in the 29 and Justin Day in the 2. Row 4 is going to be Amanda Kipper in the 7 and Kyle Dunn in the 9D. Then rounding off the field is going to be Brandon Hall in that 7H. Benny Ward Motorsports prepared, number 7. As we're getting ready to go green for the Midwest Hornet Dirt Series. Heat number 2. Slow roll into the box. James Carter, Sean Brownlee, fire, and we're racing for Heat 2. We know that 2's going to be fast. Ooh, contact, early contact, 2 cars, 3 cars. We're going to be 3 wide down the back straightaway. Big door bang. They're going to slide down to the infield as they head off into the tires. Dust in the air, and caution. Waves for the first caution of the night for the Hornets. The 7's got damage. The 80, they were just 3 wide down the back straightaway as they touched. But the front wheel drives, if you're going to touch tires, the ones you don't want to touch are the front tires. It looked like they all touched, and then the second tires you don't want to touch is those big white ones down in the corner. You hit those, you know that you got some problems, and that's what happened to the 80. They all dove off in there and just touched. 3 wide battle. See Tim Day, track promoter over there on the racetrack checking. Gonna need a bump start, he calls for. But that was a crazy start to it there. So we'll try to get these drivers back running. Back quick. Now, as we saw in the start, that Benny Ward 7, driven by Brandon Hull, at the very back, that blue 7 was smoking pretty big on that initial start, so hopefully that's not going to be problems later as well. But was able to avoid the wreck. Known racer here in the Pure Stocks, I believe it was, for Brandon Hall. So he gained a few spots. He'll be in 6th now. We'll see if these drivers are going to be a little bit cleaner as they get back running. Justin Day already up to 4th. He's a big name out here in these Hornets, one of the best Hornets in the Midwest, and also leading the points, 90 points ahead of Bobby Mooney in the 3M, Rhett Edgar in the 29, Corbin Mooney, and Jordan Goddard in the 07, top 5 in points. Justin Day, 2 wins out of the 3 races we've had so far. But keep in mind, this could be a very good battle till the very for that $777. Race 1, we saw Alex Boyden get the win. He's got 1 win on the season. His only appearance was able to win. Justin Day, the only other driver to win in the Hornets this season. He's 4th in this heat race, so if Justin's able to get there, those 2 will be on the front row start of the race. So that could be a battle for every lap, all 17 of them till the very end. There's one getting pushed off the track now, and then we'll go green. No laps completed. It's going to be a full restart. 8 laps still to go. Here we go. We'll see if this restart is going to be a little bit better than the initial start. Or are we still going to see 3 wide? Be on the lookout for Justin Day in the 2. He'll be fast on the high side, but James Carter and Sean Brownlee going to try to hold him off. Here we go. Big pops from that 7. Thing is not running good. Justin Day crossover on the inside. Tries to go for 3rd and does get 3rd as he went into 3 and off of 4. 7 to go now. Carter run that middle lane, making it difficult now. 41 is Sean Brownlee, going to try to cut off the nose of Justin Day on this dirt stuff. No spotters, nobody telling you where to go, no mirrors, so you don't know what's going on behind you. So it's all feel. See, Brownlee went off in the corner. Whoa, big slide from the 41C. That was Connor Brownlee. Justin Day peeks the nose underneath Sean Brownlee. Shows the nose, touch, contact. Justin's got his work cut out for him. He's got some hard competition tonight. Tries to avoid it. 3 wide, big dive off in the corner. Justin Day on the inside. Brownlee on the outside, doing a good job of holding him off, trying to keep him pinned on that bottom lane. These Hornets like the outside line, keeping the momentum up because they're a little bit slower. They're similar to the Pure Stocks, where they like that high side. Sean Brownlee drives it into the corner hard. It gets sideways. But was able to carry it back up. He's going to go even higher up the racetrack. Here comes a big run. Able to stay even with Day. Day in the Mazda on the bottom. Next time by is going to be the white flag. Can Day get around Connor Brownlee in the 41C? It's been James Carter all race long. Really hasn't had, he's had a little bit of pressure, but just not enough to where they can make a move, and he's been solid. But now he's taking the white flag. Anybody have anything for him? Man, that bump is big for these Hornets. Bouncing all the way through the corner. Lucky it's the rear tires that don't really do much on these things, as it's going to be a battle to the line, side by side. Give it to James Carter in the 82. Great race all the way to the end. Sean Brownlee, 41. And Justin Day comes home in 3rd. The Hornets just ran. Pure Stocks on the racetrack now. Trevor Ellingson in the 42 and Richard Adams in the 32 to his outside. Row 2 is going to be Greg Dykstra in the 13 and Don Moore in the 14C. Row 3 is Harold Fox in the 70 and Brian Piercy in the 9. Rounding out the field is going to be Caden Anderson in the 44. This one, the Pure Stocks in the heat races, by their heat race, always seems to be putting on some of the best shows. We'll see if that's the same as we get going racing. For the Show Me Dirt Pure Stocks Heat Race 1, Trevor Ellingson and Richard Adams fire, and we're racing. Door number to door number as they go down the back straightaway. Adams with a nose over Trevor. These two had a good heat race last race. Now that they're in the same, started at the front, looks like Adams going to take the early lead. Battle for second, the 13 of Greg Dykstra on the outside, trying to pass Trevor. But it looks like right now the track's about dead even for both lanes. The bump is going to affect these cars a little bit less, but if you hit it just wrong, it'll probably be worse than anything that we've seen all night long. See where lane Richard goes to. He tries to drive right through the bump. It's not affecting him too much. That 13, it does not like it. That thing is really bumpy as he goes over it. So depending on what suspension, what springs these guys got on it, or if it's a leaf spring in the rear, that could be fun to go over a bump with. Little touch. 70 slide job. Harold Fox goes to third. Started fifth, goes to third. Gets by Dykstra, now has his sights set on the 42 of Trevor Ellingson. This is the last heat race class of the night. Still got one more for the Show Me Dirt Pure Stocks, but that 70 has found some grip up there. Harold Fox around the outside of Trevor in the 42. Move him to second. White flag this time by. We got a spinner in 1 and 2. Caution's gonna wave. He was able to get back going, but caution waved before they got to the white. 6 laps down. Gonna be a green-white checkered. The lights are out. 5 best cars on the racetrack. Gonna battle it out here. Here we go. Adams fires back green. See if Trevor's gonna roll the bottom. He gets a good enough start to be side by side with that 32 as he goes off in the corner. They're all gonna get really close. Fox gonna have one more lap at the line to get there. Able to drive it in deep, kind of gasses up, realizes he's got a little bit more room than he thought, but still half a straightaway lead for that 32. See it again, these two cars driving way different. Richard Adams, the 32. He'll be through 3 and 4 with 2 cars on his bumper, but he's gonna get the Show Me Dirt Pure Stocks Heat 1 win. Good heat there. That was a good one. I think we're seeing the track evolve here a lot. We'll see what they decide to do with the track work and how much will it affect it. It'll be the Young Guns for 10 laps after this for their main. So they'll be up next. But heat race 2, Michael Willoughby in the 28W and Charlie Sloan in the 5S. Road 2 is going to be James Reedus. He's got the bounty on him. He's won all 3 races so far this season, so he's got a bounty. It goes up $100 every race until somebody does beat him, or he gets $500 at the end of it. His outside is going to be William Gardner in the 17. Row 3 is going to be Ross Baxter and Todd Mock as they fire to go green here to finish off the heat races. 28 to the early advantage. Willoughby trying to hold it on to it. Up the track. Reedus all the way up the racetrack. 3 wide for the lead for a second. Contact. Saves it. Little dent. But they're able to keep running. So Reedus the lead. Said that about 100 times this year so far. Seems to be always leading, so that's why he's got a bounty on his head, and he's proven why as he's off into 1 with the lead. Battle is for 3rd. Mock on the outside. Willoughby in that El Camino 28. right where Rhoads runs. His car takes the bump well. Mock, same thing with his car. I think with where that bump is, if it stays for the mains, it's going to change how these drivers run by the end of the night. They're not getting as high as we saw like the Midwest mods. But they're just high enough to where I think a mistake could happen out of anybody at any moment, especially with that bump down there. These are more, we'll say, jello suspension cars on the pure stocks. We get back to the Hornets. The rear tires don't do much with them since they are front-wheel drive, so they take it pretty well. But the modifieds and super stock, they seem to not really like taking those bumps. So we got one stopped on the back straightaway. We're going to keep it green, though. Try to get this heat race off. White flags in the air. James Rhoads, undefeated, 3 wins in 3 races. It looks like he's going to stack another heat race win on his trophy mantle. James Rhoads in the 0 gets the Show Me Dirt Pure Stock Heat 2 win. 17 of William Gardner comes home in 2nd, and Todd Mock comes home in 3rd. So Young Guns feature going to be up next right now before we go to intermission. So 10 laps will be their distance. Had a little practice race there in the middle of practice. So Young Guns. So all ladies field for the Young Guns. So everybody here out on the track are ladies. So the Young Guns. 10 laps, Sydney Tart in the 22, Maddie Cobb in the ribbon, Zoe Mooney in the 28Z, and Charlie O'Neill in the 3C, and Lauren Hyland in the 12. Gonna be your starting lineup for the all-ladies feature in the Young Guns. Pace is very quick for under caution here. Pace is very fast. Tim trying to control the Young Guns. This one is one of the more entertaining ones with drivers all under 18 still trying to learn racing. So there's a lot of funny moments with the learning and everything, but as well as they race, they learn it pretty quick. All right, driven to win Young Guns. Here we go. Sydney fires, and we're racing for the Young Guns. 3 wide. 3 wide off of 2. Contact, hard hit. One on the outside wall. Big contact, front bumper cover. I think that's the trunk of the 22. Caution is out. Big hit. Mooney got the lead there. The 22 got loose and lost the trunk. That's just weight reduction. So trunk on the back straightaway, just trying to weight reduction a little bit here. So Tim Day with the Driven to Win program. Drivers under 18. All these drivers go and work on their cars. Tim helps them build it and brings it out to the racetrack. So he's trying to coach these young drivers. This is their feature. No laps completed, so it will still be 10 laps to go. Tim's going to have a talk with Sydney or send her off the track now. So Tim, if we can get a camera on Tim as he's top of 3, he is very animated with his actions. Trying to make sure his drivers get running and listening. Well, we saw the big hit. Bigger hit than I thought. I think one climbed tires. Now the 3 of Charlie O'Neill gets hooked up. Hopefully get her back to running. Back to the pits quick. Keith, it is 8. Yep, still 8. So 2 cars remain. 5 cars at the start, 3 out. We'll have 2 remaining. So here we go. Gonna go 1 to go here, hopefully at the line. So all that's left is Zoe Mooney in the 28Z and Lauren Heinlein in the 12. So here we go. Zoe Mooney, Lauren Heinlein, fire back green. So 8 laps the distance, shorten it just a little bit. Winner, Shane just said winner gets $100. So as these young guns are just learning, Tim Day helps these young guns a ton. This is an awesome program that they do. I got a bunch of kids in the booth with me who probably will be in this in a few years. So it'll be cool to see them out here if they're able to. But Mooney right now having a good solid line. These are the same as the Hornet, so it's just the only difference between them is the age gap. is under 18. Lauren a little bit sideways. Something fell off there, exited 2, but it looked like just to be a piece of plastic. Yep, gonna stay green. Oh, hit it. We'll see Lauren. She's able to avoid it. Caution's out. Keith throws the yellow. Decides we should go get that. Keith gonna play it smart here. What? I'm gonna go lights out. Green flag this time. We'll see if Zoe Mooney kind of hold off Lauren Heinlein. Was that just a strategy from Lauren? Trying to get a caution, see what she learned, and get back to it. We're gonna find out. 5 laps to go. Zoe fires back green. Good restart from Zoe. Watching Lauren now as she goes through the corner. That left front still turning. Just looks like that car is tight as it goes to the corner. Gas is up. But they're both having not too bad of a line. Mooney, I would give her credit. I don't think in the Hornet she would finish at the back. I think she, with them just learning, could be their first year running. We've only ran 3 races so far. This is race 4, and she's gotten better every race. Next time by is going to be the white flag for Zoe Mooney. And that 28Z has a lot of family that runs these Hornets. Looking for her first win. White flag for Zoe Mooney. And the all-female feature in the Driven to Win Young Guns. Down the back straightaway. Into 3 for the final time. Zoe Mooney in the 28Z is going to be your race winner. She's going to pull into Gardner Construction Victory Lane. Huge shout out to Victory Lane's sponsor. They're no stranger to Midway, Gardner Construction. Jeremy, Will, and Shannon, thank you guys a ton for sponsoring. As Zoe's going to pull down there, we're going to have an interview. So Bentley's going to run down there with the mic. Go ahead and do the interview. As Zoe climbs out of the car, Bentley, down to you. Bentley, you got to do the interview first. Here, wait till the pictures are done, then do the interview. Here, get out of the way. There you go. Sent Bentley down for the Young Guns, being a Young Gun himself. But Zoe Mooney gets the win now. Here's Bentley with the interview. All you, Bentley.
All right, Zoe, how does it feel to get your win? Really good. All right. is Newell got put on? I got my rifle. All right. Congrats on your first win.
Thank you, Bentley. Hurry, we got cars coming. All right, now we'll have intermission out next. So take a short break. Go ahead and enjoy all the food trucks down behind turn 1. We're going to start features at 9 o'clock. So 9 o'clock, we got 8 minutes till the features. So go ahead, take your break, go to the bathroom. We'll see you guys here in a few. Alrighty, now we're ready for some main action. It's going to be the Lake Area Liquidators Midwest Mods. First up, leading them to the greens, going to be J.C. Newell in the 83. And to his outside is going to be 8K of Tyler Knudtson. In row 2 is going to be Ryan Hargus in the 25J. And Blake Muilenburg in the 39. Row 3 is going to be Shannon Geller in the 7G. And Joe Francis in the 32. Row 4 is going to be Luke Aitken in the 35 and Caleb Rhoads in the R4. Row 5 is going to be Jerry Brown in the 221 and Corey Henson in the 6. Row 6 is going to be John Newell in the 14 and Carter Jackson is outside in the 65 JR. Then it's going to be Randall Cushing in the 44R and Dylan Dampier in the 28D. Colton Inman in the 252 and Derek Collins in the 14C. And rounding out the field, it's going to be Sean Henson in the 51. 17 cars. We're ready to go racing for the first A feature of the night. One or two more laps around, trying to feel the grip levels. Let them work the track in just a little bit more before we send them off. One to go here. We're going green. First A feature of the night, 15 laps. The Lake Area Liquidators Midwest Mods are green. It is a stacked front row to lead them to it, and it's side by side throughout the field as they dive off into 3 for the first time. They switch lanes. Oh, one to the outside wall, 2, one's gonna go for a spin. Everybody's somehow able to avoid it in 3 and 4. We're gonna try to restart it. Got 1 lap in, I believe. All right, we'll try to double them up here at the line. This time, lineup looks good. So we're gonna go. Maybe. We'll try to restart it. So, Midwest Mods being the first race. We'll see how many cautions, or if these drivers run it green to the end. We haven't seen a long run from them all season long. Tim Day last race tried to put up almost $2,000 if they were able to run green. They weren't able to do that. Got kind of close after that second round. One rolling out slow on the racetrack now in 3. Lights are out, going green this time by. Trying to get back after it. It's going to be J.C. Newell back to lead. He fires back green. Everybody looking to be okay. Throughout the field, they dive off into 1. Tyler Knudtson on the bottom, trying to roll it. Not used to being on that bottom lane. We see him all season long on the outside. Fine for the moment. We got the battle for 4th going on. That's Shannon Geller, Ryan Hargus. They're going after it. That's for 4th now. Tyler Knudtson all the way up on the high side in the 8. He's now committed to it. We're going to see if it works out for him. He's got Blake. He's got to get around into the 39, but the only other car to win one on the season is in front of him. J.C. Newell in that 83. So he's got one more as we got contact down in the 3. 2 cars go around. Shannon Geller around. And 7G go around. John Newell and Shannon Geller into 3. Made contact. I won't do it on my TikTok. I'll try it. Or Instagram. 5 laps in, 10 laps to go when we get back running. Moving pretty fast for the Midwest Mods. Lights are out. J.C. Newell going to lead him back to it. See if Tyler on the outside can take that position. We have Blake taking around the outside from him. He's going to try to make it better. Gain some positions on the outside. 3 wide there for 5th. Midwest mods spreading out every restart that we've had. 35 there in fourth. That's Luke. Oh, we got one spun off of 4. We're going to try to get back going. It's going to be lap traffic for the leaders. He's able to keep it running, but it's going to be in the way of your leaders. Lap traffic going to be a factor. J.C. Newell in the 83, 1 win on the season. Tyler Knudtson, 2 wins on the season. Tyler leading the points. J.C. not in the points, but is looking to just stack some trophies by the end of the night. Very good run from Blake. Come in, show out. Don't believe we've seen him all season long. So for the one race he showed up for, he's proven that car's got a lot of speed in it. And then just behind with Luke in that 35. Not much on that all black car. Got a sponsor on the nose, but he's doing a lot with little. Jerry Brown all the way up to 5th there. He started in the 9th spot. But now the battle is for the lead. Tyler has reeled in J.C. Newell in the 83. And the battle is starting to brew. Where does Tyler start to commit? He's got the bottom. He goes to the bottom. Does a slide job. Doesn't slide up in time. We see the mindset for Tyler. He has a little bit faster, I think, these last few laps. He's reeled him in. He was there enough. He jumps the berm. Up over the racetrack. Tyler goes into the outside wall, but able to continue. Cautions out. Tyler way up the racetrack. Made a big mistake and went way off the racetrack. Laps in, 3 laps to go. Finalizing the lineup here. So Tyler causes the yellow. Was the points leader heading into tonight. He had 120 points over Carter Jackson. That is gonna be a big point swing. If Tyler can get back up there and at least gain a few spots, that should help him. But Carter Jackson, he's not having the best night either. He is in about the 8th position. Maybe 9th or 10th. Yeah, he's a little bit further back too. So it'll be a swing in the points if it finished right now, but I don't think it will. We still got 3 laps to go. J.C. Newell fires back green. Contact between Blake in the 39 and Luke in the 35. They get real close. Touch just a little bit. But it's JC all by himself up front on the high side. Next time by is going to be the white flag. Does that 39 of Blake Muilenburg have anything for him? He's working the bottom lane. JC's been on the top all race. Newell first. Muilenburg, side by side into one. Good run from the 39. Does he have another one in him? To the bottom. Come to the checkered. Give it to J.C. Newell in the 83. Good race to the end there. Blake tried his hardest on the bottom and was able to work till that point. Needed maybe just a few more laps, but I think that bottom lane is coming back in. We saw the outside. So JC's going to go to Tech, and then after next race, he will do his winter interview and pictures. So he will come out after the next race. After the Super Stocks, JC will come back out, and then we'll do the interviews. Super Stocks rolling out now. So Brian Schnutt in the 51 rolls out first. Then Kevin Brown on his outside in the 112. Row 2 is going to be Mitchell Waters in the 21W and Ace O'Neill in the 2A. Row 3 is Logan Thompson in the 16 and Mark Davis in the 56. Row 4, Terry Williams in the 27 and Steve Cushing in the 44S. And then Danny O'Neill in the 53 and Sean Clare to round off the field for your 10-car McAdoodle Super Stock A feature. Lights are out. We're getting ready to go green. This time by. Place your bets. One of the most competitive fields of the night. Who's going to come away with the win? Going green. Brian fires. We're racing in the McAdoodle Super Stocks. 15 laps. Brian with an early advantage. We talked about how different these cars were driving in the heat races. So Brian all the way up on the high side. Kevin with enough drive. The car seems tight on entry, but has enough grip on the exit to push that car forward. 21W, great entry and center, but just doesn't have the rear drive, and he found the grip there all the way on the exit. He was able to have good drive there. Battle for the lead now. Brian on the outside of the 51, the 21W. Mitchell Waters trying to work the bottom. We saw the top work in the Midwest mods, and we're going to see lap traffic coming to play. Oh, this could be tight. Kevin Brown's going to go around into the outside wall. Light touch, but should be able to continue. That was a big change in momentum, and that is your points leader into the outside wall. Ahead of Mark Davis and Ace O'Neill by 60 points. Terry Williams, 110 back from him. So Kevin to the back. If you are a points leader heading into tonight, luck is not on your side. Here we go. Nope, we're going to delay it. Everybody wasn't ready. We're going to delay it here, try to get them lined back up. green this time for the back of Newell Super Stocks. We're going to try it once again. We saw Waters take the lead on the bottom. Well, we got two of the best behind him. Here we go. Waters fires back green. Kevin Brown has a good amount of laps to try to get back up there. We know he's fast. Waters around in front of the field from the lead. They're going to let Logan drive right by it. It's going to be 3 wide for that third spot as they dive off into 3. Logan to the advantage. Waters all the way back to the bottom. You see right where the dark is, right in the middle of the racetrack. If you're not in the bottom or on the high side as there was a spin off of 2, hopefully he's able to keep it going. Looks like Keith's going to go ahead and wave the yellow flag. He wasn't able to continue. So that changes a lot now. Waters, I think, learned a little bit. That bottom is not got the grip that you would need. Going green this time. Logan Thompson to the lead. Logan fires back green. Good start, Logan. His car's always been tight, but he's got a lot of rear grip for the exit. They're going to be 3 wide, 2.5. Mark Davis spins off of turn 2. The Super Stocks, these drivers are having problems. Is Mark going to be able to continue? Doesn't look like it. Keith throws the flag. It was Waters with a nose. We'll see how they call it. So Super Stocks struggling with the grip, and with this only being the second main, this is clearly having some problems, let alone with the B-Mods, the Hornets, and then the Pure Stocks to end off the night. We still got 3 mains left. The Hornets, they should be a little bit better with the front wheel drive. They'll have a little bit more grip. The B-Mods, they're going to be fun to watch to see if they like that very bottom or they go all the way to the high side. You got the Pure Stocks. They like, they're more jello suspension. So single file here as we get back going green. Logan, Waters, fire back green. What lane do you go to, Logan? To the bottom middle. Good corner there. Logan likes this track slicked off. He's got a lot of grip in that race car. Kevin Brown made his way back up to 5th for the moment, but as Brian in the 51 all over the back bumper of Waters as they go through the middle of the corner. Now Ace O'Neill on the 51. Kevin Brown up on the high side trying to build a run. Just doesn't have that grip yet. He drives it deep off into the corner. For what we saw from the Midwest mods, you just need to be a little bit higher than what he is right now. But it just doesn't seem to be happening. We see Brian now in the 51. He's going up high side, taking that elevator ride all the way up there. He's going to have a run on Waters. Where does he go with it? Does he stay to the top? He's committed to it. I don't think we'll see him leave it the rest of the race. He's still got that run. Does he go to the bottom? He thought about it. Waters gave him the outside. Ryan is sending it on the high side. He's there to the outside line. Ryan shoots side by side. And now it's going to be a 3-car battle for the lead. Logan going to have to hold off both lanes. Lap 9. Going to be 6 to go. Logan, does he have enough? No mirrors. He doesn't know the outside lane is working. We've seen him like that outside line. Little mistake from Chute there. Oh, Logan way sideways. Sideways and 3 wide for the lead. That allowed Chute to drive around the both of them. Chute the lead. Here comes Water back on the bottom. What a race at the front of the field. Super Stocks putting on a show. the lead. Waters, Logan fell back all the way to third after a little mistake. We know he likes that car tight, and I think that bottom just has started to bite him. He now sees Chute roll the outside line. He's going to try to see if it'll work, but Waters still consistent on that bottom lane. Consistently, that bottom is better. If you hit the corner better on the outside, it is faster. If you make the mistake, it costs you more than it would be just to run the bottom. White flag's going to be in the air this time by Brian Chute in the 51. Mitchell Waters in the 21W made a mistake on the bottom, and here it goes. White flag. Brian Chute started from the lead, lost the lead early, and then had to fight his way back to it. Through 3 and 4 for the final time. It's going to be a drag race once again. Give it to Brian Chute. What a race to the end. Super Sox, after their problems, putting on a show. That one was a battle all the way to the end. So now we will have your Midwest Hornets, or Midwest Mods feature winner of JC Newell come back out on the racetrack, and he should go to victory lane. So JC's going to roll on over there and go down to victory lane. Bentley going to go down for the interview now. Trying to get that gate stuck. It is not working. I see you. He's trying to get through the gate. That's why you have children. Nope, he's good enough just to climb through it. It's all right. We're going to have an adult go down there. All right, here we go. All right. Down to you boys down there for the winner's interview.
It means a lot to visit my whole family here and visit my car. This is my dad's car. Get to come race with my dad, grandpa, and brother, and wife, and have my whole family here. It just means a lot to get all come together.
Any sponsors, family, you want to say?
Grandpa Wilson Motor, Illinois Field Race Car, Tri-County Tire, over here. We really appreciate him. Ryan Hargus, Hargus Collision, Allie Old House, Funeral Home, and RCR Design. That's the only guy that's got on here, but
Thank you, boys, for the interview. Now JC is going to get his pictures. Round of applause for JC after he pulls off the racetrack. Now, we got the high side powder coating and fabrication B mods coming up next. All right. On the pole, it's going to be Eric Graves in the 2 and Waylon Dimmitt in the 11 to his outside. Chris Jackson in the 65 and Ryan Eddy in the 15. Then it's going to be Sundance Kepper in the 6.78. Chet Buckley in the 47. And in row 4, it's going to be Carter Harrison in the 18C. Then Oakley Ragland in the 15R. Row 5 is going to be Chris Rattery in the 24R and Bobby Rattery in the 20. Donnie Betts in the 68 and Jamie Petty in the 43. And around off the field to be Carson Gronger. And we're going racing. 15 laps the distance. Here we go. Third main of the night. High side powder coating and fabrication B mods are ready to go green. Eric Graves, Waylon Dimmitt, fire, and we're racing. Side by side through 1 and 2. Waylon all the way on the high side. Everybody able to get off of 2 clean. Down into 3. Contact at the back. But they're still side by side. Drag race. Waylon by a nose at the start finish. We'll see if that top is still the preferred lane or that bottom. It looks to be more preferred. Oh, Eric drives it in deep, almost makes contact with the left rear. Oh, that's tight as we got one going off the racetrack. Thought that was going to be bigger. We got the 47 around. Oh, hard contact at the back of the field. That was big. That's the 47 that went around. Chet Buckley, all by himself, picked up the left front. He's got a flat tire now. All right, while we're getting this cleaned up, I got Bandolero driver Sam Douglas in the booth with me. Runs at Lebanon I-44 Speedway. Coming to join some dirt racing. Sam, we're racing tomorrow night at Lebanon I-44 Speedway. What do you think of the dirt races so far? We've seen a lot of action and a lot of racing in the super stocks. What do you think the rest of the night's going to be like?
A fun night. Maybe some good racing. Good racing.
Good racing is being had. We know the outside has been working. I know that you just saw the super stocks. Both lanes were pretty close. You missed the Midwest mods. It's either right around the very bottom or run to the very top. Right through the middle. You saw the check go around and spin from it. Do you think it's going to be more on the high side or bottom? We know in the bandos you like the bottom side, but everything else, everybody seems to like the outside on the asphalt. So
Looks like the top has a big run tonight, but with these B mods, I think the bottom's going to work out for him best.
yeah, we know Chris Jackson was doing a good job running that bottom. He's got a lot of speed in that thing. Eric Graves started on the lead and dropped back to third now, but he was doing good working the bottom in, just trying to find that moisture. But Waylon Dimmitt took the lead on the initial start, and he is quick. Waylon's got 1 win on the season. Chris Jackson's got 1 win. Ryan Gilmore, the only other to have a win, is not here tonight. So leading the points, though, is Chris Jackson by 100 points over Waylon. So it is a 100-point swing between those two. They're going to be battling out all season long. the rest of the season. Two laps down, still 13 to go. While we're finishing up and going to double them up here, next race is going to be July 31st of some weekly racing. August 14th, School Spirit Night. August 28th, Raglan Memorial. And then September 11th and 12th is going to be the Fall Brawl. So make sure you guys come out for that. But we're going to get back going green here for the B-Mods. Whalen back out front. Fires, back racing. Good start. Eric Graves on the outside in the 2. Did not get a good start. Struggled on the outside, but now he's got that car wound up on the high side. But it's a battle for the lead. It's Chris Jackson on the inside. Waylon Dimon on the bottom. Contact, little touch. Contact, Chris is going to go, saves it. Thought he was going to go around, but he was working the bottom lane, and all those brakes, every brake on that car was lit up in flames as he went under the corner. And as low as he entered, he didn't lose any momentum. That 65 is hooked up and back on the back bumper of the 11. Arcs it higher, trying to exit lower. Man, that thing has some speed in it tonight. Arcs the corner a lot more. You really don't talk about arcing the corner on dirt much, but he is doing that way more than Waylon Dimon. Waylon just trying to defend as much as he can. Then it's a gaggle of cars battling for fourth now as the 6. Sundance Keeper pulling on the bottom. I don't see that outside lane working. Chris is going to try it. Drives down the racetrack. Big run. Yeah, running right around the Cushing just isn't hooked up right now. Chris is going to try to commit to it through 3 and 4. It worked out for him there, but not big of a run. Commits, sends it off into turn 1. Big send. That's the only way you can get the outside line to work right now, but we saw it from the Midwest mods. Tyler made a mistake right there through 3 and 4 and went off the racetrack and costed himself a chance to take the lead. Can Chris Jackson do better than that and not make the mistake? He's staying about even. Off 4, not able to get to the right rear yet. Still a ways to go. Can be patient with it. Centered on the top. He hasn't gone back to the bottom. Knows he'll get caught up in it, but he's not gaining any ground on the high side. Waylon's going to have to make a mistake for Jackson to do anything for him. But he is committed to that outside line, almost jumping it down the back straightaway. There's a little berm as they come off of 2, and he's driving that right rear up it, right up against the wall. He goes over that bump off into 1, but it looks like the outside is starting to fall away. Loses a 10th there. Lap 12 complete. They're taking lap 12. So still 3 to go. Does Jackson try the bottom? Does he stay committed to the outside? Looks like he's getting a little bit more aggressive every lap. 2 to go. Has decided he's going to live or die by the top. White flag in the air for Waylon Dimon. Looking for his second win on the season. First multi-time winner. Waylon Dimon rolls the bottom like a catfish all race long, and he's going to come across the line and win the high side powder coating and fabrication B-Mod A feature. Brian Shute rolling out on the racetrack now. We're going to throw it down to the boys for the race interview. Brian Shute, winner of the Superstock feature in that clean black and orange 51. He's going to climb out of the car. Give him a round of applause. Gets the check handed to him. And a big hug. Going to come around the card. Hand it down to you boys.
Long time no see, buddy. How was it tonight?
Yeah, it was pretty good. This car had been struggling with it a little bit, and we've been working on it and worked on it a whole bunch last night, and I think we finally got it going in the right direction. But I just met the guy in the 21W there, super nice guy, man. That was a heck of a race right there.
Any family members or sponsors you want to thank?
Yeah, I want to thank Mark Carter. This is his car, a good friend of mine from Muilenburg, and he's allowed me to drive it here a little bit. I want to thank God Almighty first and foremost. Wouldn't be out here without that, and it's such a privilege, and man, he's blessed me through the years and let me do this, and I just thank him so much every day.
Thank you, boys, for the interview. Now up is going to be the Hornets. 17 laps the distance. Longest race of the night. It'll be $777 to win. So, on the front row is Alex Boyd in the 4D. He's got one win on the season. The only other person to get a win is Justin Day in the 2. James Carter in second to his outside, won heat race 2 with a big battle with a guy right behind him, Justin Day, in that 2 machine. Maddox Dunn in the 9. You got Sean Brownlee in the 41 and Jordan Goddard in the 07 in row 3. Clifford Lean in the 27L, going to be 7th, and Kyle Dunn in the 9D. Row 5 is going to be Bobby Mooney in the 3M and Connor Brownlee in the 41C. Charlie O'Neill in the 3C and Jim Cook in the 80. Corey Howell in the 73 and Brandon Hall in the 7H in that Benny Ward prepared machine. Menace Keeper, Braxton Brownlee, Martin Jared Mooney going to round off the field. 17 lap. We're going to wave them back off. Wave them off. No start. Oh, we're okay. They understood it. Thought we were going to see some contact. There's one already pulling into victory lane, calling a shot. We'll say he's calling a shot there. Had a problem, pulled down in the victory lane, asked for some help. But we're going to go green this time. 17 laps the distance for these Hornets. Like I mentioned before, big money on the line, $777. Alex Boyden, James Carter, fire, and we're racing. Already contact made, done. Into the door, a Day, 3 wide, a little bit further back. And the Hornets all roll off. Are they going to be clean through one? So far, so good, we'll say. Ooh, contact, somebody in the left rear of Justin Day. Alex is going to get hit by Carter. And it's side by side as they dive off into one. This is going to be the battle all race long. The 4D of Alex Boyd and Justin Day in the 2. The only 2 to get wins this season. Justin with 2, Alex with 1. Then just behind them is a gaggle of cars fighting for every spot, because if they do get a caution, every spot will matter, every row will matter. Alex way up the racetrack, but Justin Day to the lead with 13 laps to go. Justin Day low and slow like a catfish on the bottom. They're door banging for 5th just behind. That's the 07 of Jordan Goddard, side by side with that 73. Corey Howell trying to drive through the field. He's made his way up to 5th, all the way from 13th. The 73 in, that's Mooney slow. Lap traffic going to be a factor. Justin Day has to enter shallow. The 4 of Alex Boyden on his back bumper. Battle for 5th. Everybody on the racetrack's got a battle buddy. Battle for the lead, battle for 2nd, battle for 3rd. Got the battle for 5th. Lap traffic with a bunch of cars. Going to be interesting to see how they navigate it. They're going to be too wide touch down the back straightaway. Maddox able to save it. They're touching. It's all over the field. We're seeing how slick this racetrack is. But as crazy as it's been all night, Justin Day not able to pull a gap like we've seen from every other race so far in the season. Alex still lurking right behind him, and I think by the end of this, we're going to have some lap traffic coming to play. Mooney's going to be Martin Mooney, and then Ashley O'Hara in the X they're coming up on. That could be big. Ooh, had to swerve and get around Mooney there. Alex on the high side, Day to the bottom. Here comes a big run from Alex. Kind of had to make that run. All on the back bumper. Big run from the 4. Here he goes, looks to the inside. I think we're going to have to see a bump and run in these Hornets to make that pass. Alex loses a little bit there. I think Alex learned something. Arcs the corner, gets the run down the hill, stays about even. You can see what he's trying. It worked out good for him in 3 and 4 that last time. But they ran clean and green so far. He gets to the back bumper. Alex does. Just isn't able to get the run. Here comes the lap traffic. It's going to be the X right in front of him. Ashley O'Hara going to get out of the way. Stay low on the bottom. One's going off the racetrack right in front. Where does Alex go? There's Hornets at every end of this racetrack now. Sounding like bees in a hive. Good corner there for the 4. Justin Day, no mistakes. The boys that have been going down and doing the interviews, for at least 2 of them, there is their dad leading. They're hoping to interview their dad if he's able to get the win at the end of next race. We got one slow on the front straightaway. Hopefully that's not going to be yellow. We got one tire off. The 41 with no tire on that car goes off the racetrack. He stays on the racetrack. No right rear tire on the 41 at the top of turn 2. White flag's going to be in the air. This time by. Here come Alex Boyden on the outside. What? Keith didn't wave it that time. Maddox done to the 9. He's smoking. White. Checker flag in the air. It's going to be Justin Day getting the win in the Hornets. The boys down there celebrating, but still have to do their job of interviewing the B-Mod winner. as Waylon Dimmitt pulls down into victory lane. Bethany try to control the boys down there on who gets to do the interview. So Waylon Dimmitt pulls into victory lane. Hands the boys the mic. They're going to run down and do the interview. Down to you, boys.
How was it tonight?
Track was really good. Maybe possibly a little problem on there.
Any family or sponsors that you want to thank?
Thank my girlfriend, daughter, for what you do with Noble Motors, RV Repair Facility Dance, Steel Chevrolet, even Machine. I'm sure I'm missing somebody.
Good job.
Alrighty, last feature of the night is gonna be the Pure Stocks. Had probably the best heat races of the night, but the guy with a bounty on his head tonight, $200 if somebody's able to beat him. $300 next week if he wins tonight. If somebody beats him in 2 races, $500 for them. If not, $500 goes to James Reedus if he's able to win 5 in a row. So he's got a bounty on his head. He'll be starting on the pole. So be on the lookout for that 0. Here goes the Show Me Dirt Pure Stock drivers pulling out on the racetrack. Starting lineup is going to be James Reedus in the 0 with a bounty on his head. To his outside is going to be Richard Adams in the 32. Row 2 is going to be Harold Fox in that 70. And to his outside is going to be William Gardner in the 17. Todd Mock in the 8, starting 5th. Trevor Ellingson in the 42. Row 4 is Brian Piercy in the 9, and Charlie Sloan in the 5S. Row 5, Greg Dykstra in the 13, and Michael Willoughby in the 28W. And rounding out the last 3, Don Moore in the 14C and Caden Anderson in the 44. And rounding off the field is going to be Ross Baxter in the 111. There is your lineup for the Show Me Dirt Pure Stock A feature. We're going to go green. Hopefully this next time by, lights are going to be out. Here we go. Final feature of the night. It's only 10 o'clock. Hopefully get out of here pretty quick. Alrighty, pace car lights are out. Oh, they're back on. Come back on track, checking something. Give her a minute. We're just building the anticipation for these pier stocks. Track is worked in for them. Anticipation is building. Going green this time by. Final A feature of the night. James Rhoads leading it. Richard Adams on the outside. Actually, he had a problem. It's not going to be. William Gardner. Fire. Now we're green. What with the problem? It's the 14. Did not keep going. Could be a full restart. Keith hurrying for the flag. No problems through one. Caution's out. Complete restart from the very start. The lights are out. Here we go. Gonna try it once again. 15 laps the distance. Rhoads with the Rhoads bounty on his head, if anybody's able to beat him. It's gonna be William Gardner in the 17 to his outside. So we get ready to fire and try it once again. Rhoads fires back green. Even start. William on the outside. Is he able to get it working? We've seen the bottom all night long from everybody being the preferred lane. Looks like now Rhoads the lead on that bottom is the preferred one at the moment. Rhoads, Gardner, and that 70 of Fox. First time out this season. Running in that third spot. P4 got a battle. That's the 8 and 42. Looks like the 42 have a problem of Trevor. Willoughby's going to go around. Barely able to avoid it. Caution is out. Lights are out once again. Getting ready to rock and rumble for the Show Me Dirt Pure Stocks. James Reedus fires back green. Final A feature of the night. Can Reedus win 4 in a row? Contact. The 5S and 8 of Mock. Hard contact. They were both able to save it. Great saves, but it's a 3-car battle for the lead. Reedus still out front with Fox on the outside. William Gardner, the 17 on the bottom. They're all going to try to fight to the bottom. 3 cars, tandem drifting, if you will, through 3 and 4. Gardner trying to work on the bottom. Fox right through the slick, has no grip. And Reedus all the way to the top. There was a slide job at the back. That was Piercy. Ryan Piercy in the 9 was able to get around Sloan in the 5S. Haven't seen a slide job all night, but that made it pretty entertaining a little bit further back. So Reedus, not as high as what we would expect from everybody. Or what we've seen all night long, I guess I should say. Yeah, the 8 is doing good on the top. That's blocked with a lot of rear grip in it. Working lap 7. Now, halfway down. It's gotten spread out now, so well, that means that is there going to be a mistake from anybody? Does Reedus have a mistake in him, or is he going to be able to win 4 wins in a row? This is good testing all the way until that later part in the season. We still have 4 races remaining. We're starting lap 9. It's coming down to that point in the race where run where you feel more comfortable in and just don't make a mistake. If you dump that cushion, that can cost you the win, like we saw from Tyler in the Midwest mods. We still got weekly racing, but there's a caution, there's a spin. It's Sloan off of 2. The caution is out, and when I said about testing a different line, that is why, because it is going to change where you run if you find anything. Here we go. James Reedus looking for the 4-peat. William Gardner and Harold Fox trying to steal it. Green flags back in the air. Reedus with a great restart. All the way to the bottom. The only car able to arc it. Starting all alone out front. Harold Fox and Gardner make a little contact down the back straightaway. Fox drives in deep and gets way sideways. Has to really lean on the right rear to save it. But now it's 4 cars going to battle for second. 2.5 wide there for a second, battling for 4th. Battling for 3rd it was. Reedus still out front. He's pretty committed to that bottom now. I think he found a little something at the later parts of that one. Realized, hey, the bottom might have a little bit more moisture than where I was running, but look at Gardner starting to slowly reel him in. running about where we saw those B mods run. And we saw a lot of speed out of there. William got really bouncy through 1 and 2 that time on the bottom. White flag is in the air for that 0. 3 wins on the season, has been undefeated so far. Leads the points, and he's gonna keep the streak going. James Reedus in the 0 gets the Show Me Dirt Pure Stock A feature win. So James Reedus into victory lane. He's going to get the window net down, or he might be next. Sending the boys down there. They're all in their shirts. James Reedus going to head to tech, and then he'll be back out here for the interview. But Justin Day is going to pull into victory lane. Wins the big one in the Hornets. Boys, we're going to send it down for you for this whole one. Take it away. Go ahead, interview your dad.
That was a lot of fun. It was a little bit of home cooking tonight. White rock around the track. That definitely helped. It's good to see a lot of these guys. A few of them I race guys, a lot of these guys came from Oklahoma, Kansas tonight to race with us. And we certainly appreciate that.
Any sponsors you would like to thank?
For sure. I think Twitter Innovations for the boy that gets this car really, really fast. Icon Graphics Apparel here in Lebanon. Dino Works in Mason City, Iowa. Like I said, B&B Hauling, if you're buying something at Menards, get it hauled by B&B Hauling. They're good guys. We've got some 9-1 Performance, Jill Day, high-side powder coating, the fabrication, Brent Wynn, my good buddy. You know me out, Tony Jackson Jr., CPR Motorsport, Performance Electronics, and my family, my wife. We celebrated 16 years anniversary yesterday, so this might get to her. And it's all 770 credits.
Will you give 7 in the name?
Not a chance.
That's pretty cool. Now, with the mic in hand, I'm going to go ahead and get the win photo there. Cool for them to be able to interview their dad. We're going to have Reedus probably come back out for his winter interview, but we appreciate everybody for showing up and coming out to the races tonight on this hot summer night. Next race is going to be the 31st. So make sure to come on out for that one. It'll be another show. We'll see if Reedus gets knocked off the top. And we got a lot of points got mixed up tonight. So make sure to tune in. It'll be July 31st from weekly racing action. August 14th will be School Spirit night of weekly racing. And then Raglan Memorial, August 28th. And then September 11th and 12th will be the Fall Brawl. So tune in that weekend. Back-to-back nights of racing. Come and hang out with us at the races. We appreciate everybody coming out, all you race fans, everybody watching on Show Me Dirt. And we will see you guys in the next one. My apologies. We do have James Reed is coming back out. Was not sure about tech, so I apologize. So the boys are going to have to stay down there to do one last interview before they're able to go to the pits and drink all the Capri Sun and celebrate with their dad. Or root beer. While we're waiting for James, whatever one of you got the mic, you guys been having fun doing the interviews? Might have to make that a weekly thing on you guys interviewing because it's been helping, been pretty cool. We'll try to hook it up to where we can hear you guys, but so James might be quick on the track, but in tech, not so much. James Reed is rolling on the track now. Going to pull into Gardner Construction Victory Lane. Got everybody riding on the doors. He pulls on in there. Boys, going to throw it down to you.
Pretty good. We've done pretty good this year. Been really fortunate, but it took us down to go out, so it got me kind of motivated again. So hopefully we can do something again next week, but more importantly, hopefully we can get some new drivers in here. Harold Fox showed up tonight in the 7's car, represented well. The 17 got a different driver and represented well. The 19 Trenton Houston, he's all over it, so who knows, next week might bring something special. I want to try my best to win them all, but you never know. I mean, eventually somebody else needs to win these situations with different people in, so we're going to try our hardest. Yeah, that's a 35 and unloaded on the cars that got them. We do this without him, because honestly he keeps the car at his shop, and I don't have to do anything. The Kevin Smith back here does all the work on it, and I just drive my street car here and get in and race. So I'm very blessed on that deal. And we've made a good team together, and it's been a lot of fun. I've got to thank Sonny Bertram, who helped me out with anything and everything I ever wanted, Eagle Machine, Room Motorsport, Jehovah Racing, Delta Gas, RC Design did the wrap on this one. Ozark Tools, that kind of thing, and Complete Services.